Transmission received. Coordinates locked. Broadcast commencing. He came from the stars on a beam of light. Green eyes pierced through the dead of night. Crash landed Earth with a curious grin. Now he's tuning into the terror within. Ethan the alien, tales from the dark. Strange transmissions leave their mark. From our deep night society we bring the weirdest stories you'll ever say. So sit back, Earthlings. Ethan's got another tale to tell.
Yo, what is up? If you know, you know. I don't know why that happened. But yeah, brother. I am so excited for another episode. This one is super weird. It's like totally so weird, dude. So yeah, I'm super excited for today. And I missed you guys all week. How's your week been? That's awesome. Um and you know what? You keep your head up and you keep going through this week, man. All right? Um keep going, well, not going through this week, but you go through the weekend. Go through the weekend. Then next week you're gonna kick ass. You're gonna have a nice chill weekend, right? And then come Monday, you hit the ground running. All right? You got this. We got this, guys. Come on, we got this. We gonna hit the ground running every day. Um, unless you want to have a chill weekend this weekend, then you hit the ground every day. But that's really up to you. On depending on what you want to do. Um, I got sidetracked there, but listen, that's what we're here for, though. We're just here to be with each other. We're friends. We're all friends here. Um, you guys are awesome, man. I appreciate you. All 23 you guys, man. I really appreciate all of you guys so much. I have no idea. Um, what's it called? I hope you guys are enjoying that intro. I listen to it every time before I listen to it once or twice before I start recording. So I mean, like it's good. You know what I mean? Um, really good. So today I took out my Reddit page on my phone, so I gotta pull this back up. But today we are reading a crazy story. So good, crazy, good crazy story, good crazy story. Um, this one, this one is titled "I Want Someone Good to Eat Me" by that girl Rosetta. Um, I'm assuming it's she. Um, they also wanted me to mention that they have other work. Um, 1 second, just reading through, double checking. I want to make sure that what's it called, that they are very passionate about this piece. So a big part of gap of alienation, but that's Yeah, check out their page after this story. Um so they do mention of commentary about the story at the end of it. Oh, she said, oh, okay, it's in the post. I don't know what they're talking about. Yeah, there is. Um, yeah, okay, cool. And then, yeah, I'm, I'm, I'm really looking forward to reading this piece. They're very passionate about it. They, I'm very looking forward to it. It's very, let me tell y'all, it's strange. So I'm gonna tell y'all right now, it does get. I gotta tell you guys right now, it gets strange. Okay, it gets strange, guys. So I gotta let y'all know. This is there is a warning before this one. I don't know how 100% strange it gets, but I've read pieces here and there, and it gets but like a good strange, but the strange that like makes you curl your toes. You know what I'm saying? The strange that makes you you taint tighten type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you just it makes you feel like like it makes your body clench up. Makes you look like a dang like you just dried up in the sun like a raisin. It just makes you makes you just rethink things. But that's why we read these, because sorry, I just woke up recently, so it was a silent yawn. Um, but as I direct by the yawn. Yeah, there was a trigger warning. It does get weird. Yeah, it just makes you wanna. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. It makes you wanna just like it's like makes it crawl. It makes your skin crawl, dude. Like I do. Look, just watch. Um, let me adjust myself real quick. Readjust. Okay. Sorry, I had to burp, and I didn't want to burp out loud. I Oh, this is a so this is also all in girl perspective. And listen, listen carefully. I don't know how a lot of these motherfuckers do this, but I'm doing my best. We getting better, guys. We getting better. I want someone good to eat me by user that girl Rosetta. Um, in the r/Deep Brain Society. Again, go check out their work or show them some love. Um, we'll go check out their page here too after this story. All right, let's get into it. I am Angela Sesma. I used to want to eat myself. That was back when I was dating him. The way he looked at me and made me hungry, made me want to devour myself slowly. I deserve a death so painful and slow. But now I realize how selfish that desire was. Only more evidence of how horrible of a person I am. How very terrible. Now, I devote myself to giving up my body to the right person. The only right question I ever needed to ask was, what do I do with my body? Should I eat it? Should I not? Why? Who should eat me if not me? My life's greatest mysteries surround the logics of my walking corpse. How to handle the cargo, so to speak. Though, no matter how it is handled, it will still end in my death. At least, that is certain. That certainty is comforting. The anxiety of making such important choices is not anxious. I'm I'm always anxious. It makes my skin itch, an odd, nervous habit of mine. It makes my skin feel raw, tender. Thinking of it like Thinking of it like that makes my mouth water in a way that concerns me as much as it displeases me. Not only for the reason that a normal person would, I'm far from normal. I'm painfully aware of that. Even more so, I even more so am I aware of how red my skin is and how much it would be great to tear it off with my teeth. Now, or how great would it feel? So raw, so tender. When it comes to normality and my lack of thereof, as I said before, I'm aware of this. I tried fixing it. I really tried. But it never worked. This all started around the second year of dating him. That was when I originally thought about eating myself. I thought it was only a metaphor for my self hatred until I realized it was much more than that. Much more. It started becoming a problem and it started really scaring me. Though never as much as I was afraid of him. I think because of how much I because of how much more I feared him, I or it wand it wand waned wait, wand it wand my concern. Yeah, it wand my concern for the whole wanting to eat myself thing. That and the fact that trying to fix it never worked. I guess I just keep losing my place, I'm sorry. I guess I just eventually came to the conclusion that I have bigger things to worry about. And this will just have to be part of. Oh my goodness gracious, bro. If I keep studying over my own words, bro, I swear I know how to read. I swear to goodness I know how to read. I don't know what's going on. Give me 1 second. Okay. Oh my goodness. So wanting to eat myself is not. Wait. Mm, okay. It won my concern for the whole wanting to eat myself thing. That and the fact that trying to fix it never worked. I guess I eventually came to the conclusion that I have bigger things to worry about, and this will just have to be part of me that I'll have to deal with. I was turned on my brightness. No point in wasting energy getting worked up about it. Though wanting to eat myself is now in the past, I've disregarded the desire as selfish anyway. Sometimes it still pops up and I have to suppress the urge. It normally happens when I get really upset about well, him. Who else could make me feel so strongly about myself? No one. On the topic of him, I was never very active in dating. In high school, I only ever dated two, and they both didn't last long. I went to senior prom alone for a reason I still can't figure out. It's probably due to these cognitive lapses in reasoning I'm sometimes prone to having. I wanted to go to college for choreography. Mama got me into dancing lessons when I was a little squirt, and I had really no other ambitions. So I thought, why not, if anything else? But my SAT scores were too low to get me into any colleges, and eventually I gave up on trying. So, no college to go in order to meet new people, left high school without many friends. I fell out with any friends I did have, and we lost touch. Leaving high school, I was alone essentially. Eventually, I went out on a whim and tried those dating apps I heard so much about. I found this European guy, Zatamat es, Esper Dina. Zotomat Esper Dina. Zotomat Esper Dina. Alright. He was really tall and really handsome. He said he was from Turkey, though I researched his first and last name, nothing came up. I thought that was odd, but maybe his parents were just creative. His middle name is a genuine Turkish name, though. But I digress. I left from my home state of Alabama and fled all the way to Colorado to meet up with him. Oh my goodness, this girl's in. You know what's crazy is I almost did a dang country accent with this girl. Hold on, let me try the rest of it. Alabama, and fled all the way to Colorado to meet up with him. There wasn't much of a future for me in Butler County anyway. I wanted to leave small town America and venture out. Nobody was really interested in me on the app as much as him. He seemed so invested. That was more fuel for me to want to leave everything behind and travel so far. He was so sweet in the beginning, so outwarded with it, yet he was also so subtle in other ways that trapped me right under his spell. He was very good at wrapping me around his finger, and to this day I still can't say that everything he said was wrong. I'm not pretty, I'm not even cute. He cites this as evidence for why I was rejected often on the dating app and why I had so few friends for people romantically or well people romantically interested in me. How can I argue against that with so much evidence backing him up? It's only logical. I don't deserve love either. I'm gross. I'm filthy. I have a dirty mind that makes me think things I don't want to think about, especially in regards to other people. Then I have my obsession with gore. I can't help it. I'm the freak that the village people should be keep locked in the city sewers. I belong there with the other girls, gross things people leave behind. As much as I try to change the way I think and the things I do and want to do, it never works. I always end up thinking the same lot of things and wanting to hurt and be hurt. Zodelman was the only one willing to openly admit how disgusting I was, and I was drawn to that extreme honesty that nobody was willing to commit to. He wasn't lying to me. He wasn't going to and never has. That honesty is something my therapist never had or my parents. They were never willing to look me in the eyes and admit that they were really think that they what they really think of me. That they know who I am, but I don't want to say it. Either because they don't they want to say my feelings or out of cowardice. I don't want my feelings to be saved. I never wanted them to, and everybody I've ever opened up to only lied to me to make me feel better except him. Now that was partly why I fell head over heels for him. No, that was why I continued to fall head over heels for him, even after he stopped being subtle and started to hit me. What? Girl! It really hurt. Oh, I mean, I guess she likes pain. It really hurt, and he hurt me often. But I didn't mind because the feelings of anger were true, and he wasn't afraid to show it. He never was a liar or a coward, unlike everyone I knew. Everyone I ever knew. How could I not love that? He was genuine and he was logical. Told me everything exactly how it was with good reasoning to back it up. It made my every flaw, however big or small, seem so completely obvious that you would have to be only as stupid as I am to not see it. My hips are too big and my chest too small for any sane person to find attractive, much less me and my personality. I'm too clingy. I get too excited about people and to the point that it's weird. I think naughty thoughts and people about people all the time. If I don't get if I don't want to get in someone's pants or be their friend, I'm thinking about their insides might. I'm thinking of what their insides might look like. Oh, okay. Got you. Got you. Got you. I lost my place on. Do. What the? Okay. Uh, I think about how great it would be for them to eat me whole. It makes my body feel warm with delight. I itch and scratch when I'm nervous. What normal person leaves red marks on their arms because they're anxious about simply going home after work? Nobody, without all their screws loose like me. After having all After having said all this, the next natural question to ask is then what? I talk as if some of this happened in the past, so that must mean it stopped at some point for it to no longer continue fully to the present into the present. So why stop so what stopped after our 3 year long relationship? The answer to that is actually really definitive rather than some arbitrary emotional reason. It was very simple rather than complex. I went back to Alabama for our family reunion. I begged my now ex boyfriend to join me, and he eventually gave in. Surprisingly, he was extremely reluctant, and I'm still not quite sure why I wanted him to go so badly. There are so many times like this in my life where I do things without consciously knowing why. My mind and my reasoning goes blank, and some dull emotions wildly take the wheel. It was one of those dissociative fits that managed to drag him along, and so he came with me all those 100 miles back to town I was bound from. At the family reunion, however, it was when things took a turn the worst, or as Mama would argue, for the better. He hit the same spot. He hit this same spot on my lower leg often, hitting the spot already in pain would make it hurt that much worse. He called it the teaching spot because this is where he hit me to make me learn my lesson if I did something he really didn't like, especially if he found me doing it again after he already told me not to, like leaving the toilet seat up or eating ice cream that would only turn me into what he called a fat fuck. That's wow. That's honest. That's wow. I don't even know what to say to that. The teaching spot found on my left leg was actually in a much worse condition than I was willing to admit because I didn't want him to have to pay for a trip to the hospital. So it kept getting worse and worse and hurting more and more while I kept my mouth shut. I spent nights crying in pain, but that pain would never compare to the pain felt at this family reunion. I walked around slowly, talking to my family, taking breaks and sitting down. One time I got up from a chair to walk, and this is when the bone gave way. It snapped. Under the weight of my body, the broken bone couldn't take any more and completely snapped in two like a toothpick. To this day, you can still see the horrible scar where the bone broke and then punctured through the skin right after the loud crack. People screamed. I screamed. Children screamed and ran. The old folks nearly fainted. Aunt Bernadine was susceptible to that, and indeed she did. There was a lot of blood and a lot of pain, a lot of blood and a lot of pain, and a lot of blood and a lot of pain. Thankfully, Uncle Jim's an orthopedic doctor. Cousin Maud still claims that it was a work of God that he happened to be there so close to me when it happened. And rushed over, he was quick to attend me, and while he did, some of the attention turned to Zetamat, which then turned to a lot of attention. People started to ask how this could have happened. The bone must have been in really bad condition beforehand to completely snap under the pressure of my body, which means that I would have been in a lot of pain before coming here. People started to wonder why. I ain't gonna lie, bro. That bone thing is low key making my. I can't stop thinking about it. That's just making my legs feel weird, bro. Bro, you get kicked. You get hit in this one spot so many times your leg break. Oh my! I'm laughing like I'm giggling like out of get like nervousness. I'm like, yo, that should be crazy. But when bro just stands up, it's just like snap. It's fucked up. I'm not. I'm not laughing because it's like 100% funny. I'm just. It's not 100% funny. It's not funny, but it's just. It's. Hear me out. Hear me out. Okay, the reason why I have it isn't funny, but I think just the just seeing, I don't know, I'm fucked up. I just like you just stand up and just instantly fall. It's just the act of like standing up and then falling like because something happened, not because your fucking leg break. Is crazy. Like that's what's making me like kind of giggle because it's just like I don't know. I'm fucked up. I'm fucked up. I'm fucked up. I know. It's okay. If you hear we all fucked up together. It's fucked up. But it's making me giggle like it's like how do I describe it? You ever like um you ever like seen somebody get hit in the groin in the nuts? And you just like, dang, brother. That's all that felt, but like I'm just it's so like good like reading it that like I can feel it and like it's just like I not that I can feel it, but like that I can just like it's just making my body feel some type of way. My legs feel some type of way. Um where the fuck was that? People started to wonder why I would ignore the pain. What reason could I possibly have to do that? Then people started to wonder why I wouldn't go to the hospital if it was this serious. Then people started to ask how Zeldamat could possibly fit into this. Then the reason behind those theories started making sense. Then Zeldamat started to panic. Then family members started getting angry, really angry. Then there was shouting and furious eyes as the spotlight fell entirely on him. He isn't a good liar, so his excuses weren't very good. In fact, they were terrible. They were stupid lies because he is a very stupid liar. Though, as I've said, he makes up for being this by being an extraordinarily intelligent truther. His truths are the best in all the land. His lies are the absolute worst. My family then forbade me to date him and took measures to make sure I wouldn't be anywhere near the guy. They called the police, and the police who found out about the concealer hiding the bruises, they wouldn't believe the story about me hitting my arms on the table 3 separate times. Nor did they believe the lie I told them about the cigarette burns as bad cigarette burns. I'm as bad as a liar as he is, but I'm also as good of a truther when it matters. When it comes to emotional stuff, perhaps he trained me to be like him in some way. Perhaps this is how I am. How I am. And the similarity is one of those coincidences that Aunt Maud wouldn't believe to be randomness. When the police searched our home in Colorado, they found the cuffs and the blood. I'm not still very happy about that. I thought he hid them well enough. They also found the setup in the freezing basement. What that I have gotten sick many times due to the poor insulation and the cold winters. That Zonomat would force me to stay a night or two in if I wouldn't let him. I don't want to think about that. I don't want to think about that more than I don't want to think about the other stuff. The other stuff is approachable. This is not. I'll leave it at that because I've cried enough today. I still feel bad about eating ice cream when I have my sad days. Pointing, point being, it ended in him being taken away in some press charges by my family. I don't know where he is now. You might be wondering how I feel about this. As I've said, I'm an emotional truther, so I'll tell the truth, the real truth. I didn't like being hurt. I hated the feeling of it, even if I thought I deserved it. I slowly became aware of just how much I was terrified of him without even realizing it. I was scared of him. I was scared of being hurt, and some part of me deep down was overjoyed that it was finally over. That fi- that feeling deep down didn't and doesn't make sense to me. I deserve suffering. I want to suffer because this is what a horrible little thing like me needs to go through in order for justice to be enacted upon the depraved in this world. It is how to make things right in the only way I can if I can't change myself. I need to make myself a prisoner if the world won't imprison me. I need to make myself be hurt if the world won't hurt me. I need to hurt myself if someone else won't do it for me because that's just right. That's the only good thing I can do. Except I just really recently found another way. Hurting myself might never be enough to right my wrongs if existing the way I do. Thus, I must find another, more concrete way, a much more sure and defined way, something that is certain and final without a blurry conception of what it is actually finished, what it of when it is actually finished or how it would be. Something definite and absolute. That is why I find myself here right now. Lean forward, back arched, engulfed in the blue light of the computer screen that is in contrast with the darkness of my bedroom. I've been sifting through several names and more posts trying to find my answer. So many potential candidates, but I must find the right one, someone special, someone very kind and even more honest, even or someone good and deserving, someone able to finally right all my wrongs by accepting the most taboo but greatest gift anyone could ever receive from me, my body. This Reddit forum is an infinite source of gore fanatics. All that I could ever need. You all go out of your way to indulge in this particular material over anything else. That says something. You saw the name of my post and decided to read this far. That says something. I know some of you must have the right taste and the right mind for what I want you to do. If you are as honest with yourself as you are with your books, then you'll jump at this opportunity. I know what you like to read and write must go beyond that. You must want more than just what the safety of fiction can give you. I can give you far more than fiction. It took a while to find this slice of heaven on the mysterious cyberscape. This is the technological world of the internet. Every now and then my instincts make me nervous being on here. Like I would get in trouble if I were caught. I'm still not used to Zatomat no longer checking my search history. I used to not know what deleting search history was. Even I used to not know that deleting search history was even possible. I was never good with or knew a lot about tech. It doesn't help that Zatomat installed a lot of the things to keep me from finding out. It makes me want to itch just thinking about it. When it comes to why I'm not well versed in the digital, you may have my very low income childhood to thank. Though, don't be mistaken, everyone in the South was raised in a mud hut next to the swamp. My family just happened to always be low on funds. My papa always liked the old ways anyway. Because of that, the most we had was a home phone and a few general appliances. Can't forget being a little girl helping mama with the laundry on the clothesline out back next to Skipper's Kennel. I don't really have a problem with my upbringing despite financial disparities. I was a really happy kid with loving parents, raised in Southern hospitality, and a good name of the Lord. Getting back on topic, however, this site is ultimately just a place for people like me to find each other. In finding each other, they may also find a friend. Voice got crazy. A confidant, a buddy, a a confidant, a buddy. Perhaps even someone to enact their fantasies in real life with. The point is, this was the only place where I could find people as brilliant and honest with each other and themselves as Zatomat. I am looking for a good person to donate the greatest gift myself in order to make their greatest fantasies become reality. That will make them the happiest they've ever will be and the euphoria of having one. That is the only way I'll ever be happy anymore. That is the only way to be happy and the only way to right my wrongs. I have plenty of meat for you to chew on. If you preserve my body right, it should last you quite a while. Be sure that right after you kill me, you remove all the internal organs, because if you don't, bacteria will spread fast. Be sure that you use the right freezer wrapping. Dad used a vacuum seal to the deer he brought home, and he got the cheap stuff. It ended up molding quick. I have all the know-how to guide you through. I have all the know-how to guide you through the process once we get into contact. You won't have to worry about my family because they're going on a fishing trip. They know I'm independent enough to be left alone. I have no friends, so you don't have to worry about anybody getting in the way. I have no one and nobody other than myself, and that's not even good enough. I didn't notice that I was scratching my arm until that just started to hurt just now. The teaching spot feels sore. I had some issues with it since the break snap. The doctors told me that I shouldn't walk around on it too often and that I should take breaks. It's because of me taking breaks so often I found myself in front of the computer for hours most days, usually in the comfort of the dark like I am now. I'm sure it's a familiar sight to y'all. The doctor suggested I buy a crutch for days when it was really bad pain wise. I still experience pain long after the initial incident because when my bone broke and then tore forward, it cut straight through some nerves, causing nerve pain periodically. I won't have to worry about the pain much longer though if you stop repressing yourselves. It's not good to lie. I know lying hurts a whole lot, far worse than the wound on my leg. The only thing that hurts more than lying is existing. This isn't a sob story on my part. I just want you all to know that I am motivated. Yo, I'm messing with my legs so much right now, like I can't stop moving them. I want y'all to know that I'm not just wait, yo, just what want. This isn't a side story on my part. I just want you all to know that I'm not motivated by selfishness. I keep giggling because I got this feeling in my like, bro, that's in my calf. That's like the middle of my calf. That's just like that activates every time I think about it. Um, uh, I'm not motivated by selfishness. Sorry, I thought I heard some. I wanted to be honest to all of you so that you know that this isn't some trick. This is the least selfish and most selfless I have ever been in my whole life, and I don't want it to be for nothing. Don't hurt yourself any longer. It's okay, I promise. Don't hold back. Pounce on me like you always wanted to. Don't let anything stop you from getting what you and I deserve. I'll run through the forest crying if it makes you happy. Snot while will run down my face as you ready your gun. I hope the sentiment won't be ruined by the fact my tears will be of joy. And then we have the that's the end of the story. And then we have the note from author. Real quick, that story was so good. So strange. Like I'm feeling things in my body still. I probably will. That's like I don't know if you guys know what Baraska is, but like that's like Baraska level. Like I'm never gonna forget that. Like that's crazy. Um. Okay. So, but that's crazy. Like like that's good. This is the note from author that what's it called that girl Rosetta wanted me to read. So here this is note from author. I hope you guys enjoyed it. The original concept was basically me trying to put myself in the mind of those creepy weirdos you find on places like 4chan, fourth channel, 4chan. We've all seen those YouTube icebergs about people we can never imagine ourselves in the shoes of, never being able to fathom how any human can become something so alien. The truth is, they are still human. People like you and me can easily become people like that under the right circumstances and feelings. I thought that I would try to humanize them in some way, come up with a super extreme desire a mentally ill person that may have, and go into a nitty gritty of exactly what would bring a person to justify that desire. I think putting yourself in the first person for that really helps you put a mode of reason and logic into things we normally wouldn't be able to see and reason logic of. If anything, see this as psychoanalysis or social commentary on how we view people different from us. People like Angela are nowhere out of the question. To do research for this, I went to the Internet Archives of Cannibal Cafe. I also read real examples of people who bite themselves as a form of self harm. People like this really exist and are really human by the end of the day. Due to this fact, I focus on the horror aspects less than the she is forcing me to eat her, and more of the fear you get when suddenly goes from bad to worse. And more of the fear you get when suddenly goes from bad to worse. Uh, we've all been in the situation where a friend is extremely depressed and starts spiraling. You are already worried beforehand, but then in they say something insinuates they'll do something extreme, something that's the feeling I was trying to capture when she revealed the point of writing this. The way I can put it into words is when someone who is already erratic and unstable suddenly says, "Huh, that's the point of what's the point of even trying anymore?" Uh, if they're trying before and they give up, that means suicide. Indifferent. I don't know why I froze. Can I say that word on the internet? I don't know if I don't know. We saying anything, I guess. That means that word. If they were trying before and they give up, that means suicide. And I don't know why I said it like it was like a side word. It means that in different contexts, it may mean a school shooting. It's the fine point where they go over the edge, and you notice, and you immediately fear what that may entail. In any case, the short story isn't originally made for No Sleep, but rather for my interconnected universe. Two versions of this story exist, but I'll treat this one as being independent. I'll also roleplay as Angela in any comment section. Anything that isn't in parentheses is her, and anything that is me. Thank you for your time. Yo, that is so fire. Like, dude, so fire. And then there is a comment that says, "Thanks to user slash honey in my dreams, I'm here." So, hell yeah, dude. Oh, dude, that was a good story. That was um that was one hell of a fucking story. That fucking um oof, my goodness. Um yeah, I can tell you right now that that like that that was top tier. Um yeah, just go show that girl was out of some love. They do have a few other stories. Um let me see. Okay. So maybe it's just the one story. I don't know, but I will just reach out to them and let them know. Let me double check and uh just see. I want to make sure that they get the right. Um. Yeah. Well, I think right now this is the only one that they have posted from what I'm seeing. Maybe I'm wrong, but follow their page and hopefully that inspires them to post more work because that was really good. I wouldn't be shocked if like that was like I don't know if they wrote a book like that. That was crazy. Um, but yeah, thank you so much. And I know this is a really long episode, but uh, that was a long story. This is a good one. Thank you. Deuces. Oh, actually, before I leave, um, don't forget to follow the Spotify. I don't know why I was gonna forget that. Don't forget to follow the Spotify. Share this with your mom, your dad, your friends. All right, your friends, your best friends, your friends' friends. You share this on your Facebook, on your Instagram. Dude, share this with people who you think are gonna like weird shit like this, like strange shit like this. I love this. I love strange shit like this. This is awesome. So please share this shit and just know that we out here and we gonna take over. We gonna build a colony. We got this, baby. All right, we got this. Love y'all. Be safe. Shout out to my brothers and shout out to my girl. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the love. Um, Peace. Oh, and shout out to Trent Straham. Almost forgot about that. Can't forget about my boy Twist Straham. Um, because I'm going through my notes right now, making sure I'm reading everything. Uh, Twitch for him, buy me a coffee account. All stories are free. Any profits go to a savings account for his daughter. And don't forget to subscribe to his YouTube. I know he's bro. Listen. Follow his YouTube. Follow his YouTube. Go on the buy me a coffee account. Read his stories. You're gonna like his stories. You don't have to donate, but listen. Bro's just hustling. We're all out here hustling. All right. All right. This is what the community here for. You know what I'm saying? We out here. You know what I'm saying? We out here. So let's get it, baby. Yeah, go show some go show Twitch Trent him love on all of his shit. Don't forget Spotify. Eventually I'll be on YouTube, hopefully soon, later within the next couple. I do gotta oops, sorry, I smacked the mic. Um, I do gotta work on that. But yeah, deuces. And I'll keep y'all updated. Follow the Instagram for updates. I think I'm gonna just use the Instagram for like bigger updates, like if I hop on YouTube. And start posting my stuff on there, and then same thing for other places. But I really do, and like also like updating you on like what I'm gonna like. I really have to like, guys. I'm follow the Instagram. Follow the Instagram. Matter of fact, let me see how many followers I have on Instagram. Got 14 followers. Damn. All right. Well, then you know what? You know what? I'm gonna make sure I keep. I'm gonna make sure I post. Then that's my bad. That's on me. I guess I didn't realize I had that much traction. All right. Well, follow the Instagram. Follow the YouTube. Not the YouTube. Or follow Twitch channels, YouTube. Follow the Spotify. Ethan the Alien Podcast. I landed on Earth, baby. We finna take over the world, and we're gonna go to the next planet and planet after that. We finna do this shit, bro. We got this, baby. We got this. We gonna be the #1 podcast. Love y'all. Stay safe. Have a great weekend.